three types of people you will meet at every single workplace. You will meet at every single stage of your career in any company and any industry. And if you meet any one of these people, they will either frustrate you, annoy you, make you feel defeated, or they could also invoke another sense of feeling in you, which is empowerment, which is inspiration, and filled with possibility. So, if you want to know which one are you in the three types of people that I'm going to share, really choosing and deciding which one are you, make sure that you listen to the end of this episode where you can learn a bit more about who you want to become, regardless of where you are now in your career. So let's dive in. So, the first type of person that you will meet at every single workplace is what I call the complaint channel. Complaint channel. So, this is someone who complains all the time, who always thinks that odds are never in their favor, who thinks that other people are getting things better than them, other people are getting favoritisms, and everyone else is being rewarded except them. So if you look around your workplace, it should be quite easy for you to identify such people because these are people who are forever unhappy, regardless of what they are doing, regardless of what opportunities that are being given to them, regardless of whatever positive feedback they are getting from their boss or their team, they will always never be satisfied. And if you're one of those who spend time talking to this complaint channel type of person, you will likely walk away feeling even more defeated about your situation. So let's maybe let me give you an example. So for example, if you're feeling a little bit down, right, you feel like your workload is quite a bit, that you're finding yourself struggling a little bit with like handling your work, and you go and speak to this complaint channel sort of person. So the more you share about your situation, that person will likely endorse and even like put in like more oil into the fire, right? Like making it completely blow up. So when you walk away from that conversation, first you may feel a bit excited, you may feel a little bit validated that someone's actually hearing you, but think about the emotions that you might be feeling. You might actually it, feel angrier, you might feel even more frustrated and more irritated. And now you're angry against the whole world, right? Even though the problem may be a bit small, but if you're talking to a complainer sort of person, eventually the problem will just completely blow up. And a problem that's not a big deal may turn into an extremely big deal later on. So these are probably online you can see people calling them as complaining Karen, and so forth, but I call them complaint channel because most of the time like nothing good really comes out from talking to a complaint person besides making yourself feeling a lot more bitter, feeling like even more stuck in whatever work situation or whatever career that you are currently in. Then moving on to the second person that you will also meet in most of the workplace is what I call the commentator style. So this commentator sort of person who is a person who seems to have an opinion on every single thing, every single situation that happens at work. This person has an opinion on how things are supposed to be better, has an opinion about how things are supposed to be done, has an opinion of how everything is supposed to be. Basically, like this person is a person who has a lot of ideas, but the only difference that you see is that not much action is being taken. So if you look around your workplace again, you may be able to identify this person as this person who is forever have something to say, but don't seem to get their problem solved. So, for example, maybe you are faced with a certain situation where you feel like, again, let's use the workload example, right? You are given an extra bit of workload and you feel like, how come I'm having like a lot more work, right? So if you talk to a commentator style person, this person might be telling you how their own situation, what they're working on, and what's being unfair, or maybe they might start telling you about what other people are working on, right? And how things are supposed to be. They may start giving comments about like, oh, the boss shouldn't be doing this, the boss shouldn't be doing that, yada yada yada. Now, you probably listen to like a lot of like suggestions from this commentator person. You may also learn a lot about actually what's happening at the workplace. Maybe it's just you facing this problem, or someone else is kind of having something similar. You may learn a lot from talking to a commentator style person, because they are someone that will give you a lot of information 100%. The negative side is that you may walk away from a commentator person feeling like nothing else can be done in that sense. Because yes, if you're giving a lot of even if you're getting like a lot of suggestions on what is the perfect ideal situation, you may find that sometimes this commentator sort of person may not exactly have a good idea on like what you can do now. So in terms of the small actions that you can take, they may not necessarily be able to give you any of it, even though they seem to have like a big goal in mind. So another example I can give to you is let's say you want to climb Mount Everest. Then you go and talk to this commentator person, and this person say, "Oh, of course, if you reach the peak, you need to make sure that you're ready." Blah blah blah. So really talking about that end goal, but are unable to give you like actually what do you need to do now, like what clothes do you need to pack, like where's the base camp and how many kilometers, and all those information actually are not available. It's just a bunch of information that may not be relevant to you, but it's just something that the other person wants to share. So you may walk away feeling like maybe there's nothing that I can do about it, and this will eventually lead to the feeling of stuck as well. So if you talk to a commentator person, or you are that commentator person, eventually, if you don't take action, you are going to turn into a complainer, because just that's just the downhill slope from the commentator style person, based on the many people I have met at work so far, as well as a career coach journey as well. So there is the third person that I have met at the workplace in more than 10 years of my corporate leadership experience, as well as nowadays working with hundreds of people as a career coach in my program, or whether it's one-on-one or my online training program, is what I call person number 3, and that is the corporate survivor. So, what is this corporate survivor? So, I define a corporate survivor as someone who takes charge of their career in the corporate world. So, what does take charge look like? And what are some of the characteristics and qualities from a corporate survivor that you can also learn? Number 1 is never to let any situation demotivate them. Number 2, believing and knowing that there is always something and some action that you can take to resolve the situation. And number 3, also knowing that you can always upskill and learn how to better navigate and address a situation or problem solve something more efficiently and more effectively. So basically, this is a person that is ambitious, have a learning mindset, have a growth mindset, and never feel defeated just by something small that they experience every single day, because corporate survivors know that their career is a journey, it's a marathon, it is not a sprint, and therefore at every single career level it requires a new version of you. So if you are not learning something new, if you are not overcoming challenges, if you are not learning from new situations, then there will be basically no opportunity for growth. And once you get stuck in a situation whereby you feel that there are no opportunities for growth, what is going to happen is that you are going to turn into one of those commentators, if not worse, one of those complainers. And that tells me that your career will likely go downhill. This kind of goes downhill from there. So corporate survivors know that that's not what they want. In fact, no matter what career level that they are at, whether it's a fresh graduate, executive, manager, director, they always know, always know that they are the CEOs of their own career. And therefore, they are not going to give up their power away and believing what someone else says that they can or can't do certain things until that they have tried it out, right? Until they have tried it out, tried a new strategy, spoken to the right mentor, got the right advice, got the right knowledge, upskill on the right things, then they make their own decision on how they want to move forward in their career, how they want to progress in their career, and what decisions, what opportunities, what growth potential that they can still explore in their career. So really taking charge and not letting any company, not letting any team, any industry beat them down, because they know the value is in them. Now, there's something that I always say that I think is really underrated, is that you are your best investment. You are your best investment. Because if you are not investing in your own skills, in your own growth potential, then it's going to be difficult to survive in any job. It's going to be difficult to survive in any career, any company, any industry. And let's not even talk about, a future career. Like if you can't even handle what you have on your plate right now, then it's more difficult if you want to move up the career ladder, if you want to try something new. I think that's going to be really challenging. So that's why for today's episode, I really wanted to share the three types of people with you. And I also challenge you to really think about, which one are you? Are you um, are you character number one, which is complaint channel? Are you character number two, which is commentator style? Or are you number three, corporate survivor? And regardless of one, two, three that you have picked, who do you really want to become? Who do you really want to become? So that's food for thought for you. And drop me a DM on Instagram or LinkedIn at Meeting and let me know. Are you one, two, or three? I really love to hear from you. And I also want to hear a little bit more about who do you want to become? And where do you want to be in your career? So your ambitions is something that I would really love to hear about. So just hit me up with a DM on LinkedIn and Instagram and let me know. And in the meantime, if you want to learn how to become a corporate survivor, I do have a program that you can check out where I cover my 3-step framework to help you gain clarity, confidence, and recognition at www.thecorporatesurvivor.co. And if you want to just go through a free masterclass to see whether it's something for you, you can always visit www.growyourcorporatecareer.com. So you can find both of the links in the description somewhere around this channel. So with that, I will see you in the next episode and all the best in your career. Bye.